Hello everyone, my name is Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Dear Monster. Let's see, I'm still sick. As you can tell. This is now 3 weeks of this damn COVID cough. And sore throat and all that. But apparently that's normal. I don't know. Because my mom has had it for 5, almost 6 weeks. And, I don't know if it's just because of we already have pre-existing conditions or we just are like long haul people, but that sucks, man. That really sucks. So now I'm going to do my best never ever again in my life catch COVID. Oh, and this is one of those things that's like, damn, dude. Damn. It was hard for me to avoid it because she got it from her friend and passed it to me. So it's like, ugh. Anyway, so I have a lozenge in my mouth again, but clearly it's not helping. So this episode might be a little rough, but I'm hoping to be able to get through it. Last episode, let's see, Hikmat gave us a helping hand. Yeah, and I think he just abandoned him in the library after they went around doing, and they had like a date that was not really a date, but Ellen made the joke like, yeah, taking me to the desert, creepy dead people desert. What a great date. And it wasn't. I think that was last episode, yeah? Um, yeah. Okay. Why did you bring me here? Oh no, he didn't abandon him. He just brought him here. Okay. Well, you mentioned that you were fond of reading. I thought being surrounded by books would reassure you. Oh, that's him actually being thoughtful. How rare and nice. Oh, yeah, actually, it does. Thank you. For a moment, we stand next to each other in complete silence. I take a deep breath, inhaling the scent of old paper, leather, and wood. My pulse slows. The pain in my skull subsides. Oh yeah, because he was having like a panic attack. That's right. I forgot. Just goes to show my brain is like, "Arr?" And look at the man by my side, and again, there's a sensation. He's truly worried about me. I can feel it. A gentle soul, changed by time and slowly forgetting the beauty of the world around him. The words leave my mouth before I can stop them. There's something I've been meaning to ask you. Yes? Oh, okay, he's finally gonna bring it up. My aunt is not the only person I saw when I hallucinated. I also saw you, but you were different. You smiled and seemed happy. There was also a man. You said you loved him. Oh. My voice breaks at the end of the sentence. Hikmat blinks at me and doesn't respond, so we just stare at each other for a couple of seconds. Forget about it. I doubt it was anything more than your brain, imagining things under the influence of the potion. Oh, Hikmat, no, don't lie. No. You know that's not him imagining things. You know that. No, it was real. I know it. We're linked now by the familiar bond. I must have gained access to one of your memories. Didn't you say the potion opened pathways in my mind? Maybe it also allowed me to somehow see into yours? He doesn't respond. His face is difficult to read. I can't tell if I'm boring him, wrong about everything, or if he's closed himself off again. I'm sorry. Even if I saw a real memory, it's private. I shouldn't have asked. Yeah, you just stepped on a landmine, dude. He closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and sits in a nearby chair. Before I can say anything, he looks up at the unchanging night sky. I feel extremely tired, and it takes me a second to understand that the sensation is not my own. I mean, I think all these immortals, they're always tired. Can you imagine, like we get tired and exhausted and depressed sometimes? They must be always feeling that way. After being alive for so long, and after everything they have to live through and experience. It's like our lifetime times X, times 3 or 4 lifetimes, you know? I can't imagine. That's, oof, no. No, I would never, I don't want to live forever. No, thank you. Hikmat seems deep in thought, the edges of his lips turning up to form a soft, sad smile. It's a smile shaped by memory, by a brief moment of allowing yourself to live in the past. I slowly touch his shoulder, not sure what to say. Maybe I shouldn't say anything, just stay next to him. The moment passes, and we both snap out of the weird sensation. Hikmat's face goes back to his bored self. He stands up. Well, if you must know, I was in love, yes. It was a long time ago. But from your perspective, most of my life was a long time ago. Okay, this is a little insensitive. Did you break up, or this is depressing? No. I think this is the nice, respectful answer. It was a beautiful memory. You must have loved him very much. Yes, I did. Although my memories of our time together became blurred. It's as if I was looking at it through stained glass. Not that it matters now. It's long gone. But you carry those memories inside of you. You know how it feels to truly love someone. And all that happened between you and him, it changed you, made you the person you are today. I think those memories still affect you, and you don't even realize it. This is a perspective I have never considered, but then again, I seldom go back to those times. It's not productive. You're lucky you remember him. Even if it's a bit foggy, I wish I remembered my parents. Aw. They died. Car accident. I was very small. Can't even recall their faces. No pictures of them? Damn. But sometimes I hear something or smell something, and I have this feeling of nostalgia. Wind chimes, strawberry pancakes, stuff like that. I see. Your life has been fairly short, and time has not yet dulled the edges of your pain. You must miss them. Like crazy. I mean, it's not that I think about them every single day, but there's this empty place. I hope that someday I'll be able to fill it with something. When I make up for... In time, new thoughts and experiences will push away things from the past. You simply have to live a bit longer. But I don't want to forget. Even if I can't remember them, they're a part of who I am. I think our loved ones and the life we had with them matters, even if they're not here anymore. Very true. Hikmat looks away, his eyes losing their focus, his arms hanging loosely at his sides. Sometimes I miss those times, when everything wasn't so predictable, when I could talk with him, both in this world and then in the afterlife. Wait, what? You talked with him in the afterlife? Like, you summoned his ghost? Of course not. That would be rather cruel. I went to him. You can do that? Like, just go to the land of the dead? Egyptian, land of the dead? Yeah, makes sense. You know, a lot of them could do that. Not anymore, no. Unfortunately, I have lost this ability. Lost? What happened? I wasn't powerful enough to safely maintain my connection to it, so I chose to sever it. Uh-oh. I'm sensing an issue now. Does it mean that if you got more power, you could go there again? Perhaps. You're treading on dangerous territory there. And meet with your lover? No, he's not there anymore. What do you mean he's not there? Isn't afterlife eternal? How does it work anyway? Like heaven and hell, or more like underworld, or Valhalla and hell? It's more complicated than that. There are many versions of the afterlife, but this knowledge is of no use to you. Besides, I cannot travel there anymore. Forget I said anything. Yeah, let's just let it go, Alan. I think it's best. We should focus on the barrier. Whatever is happening here is not my area of expertise. I need to do research and conduct further tests. You can't change the subject now, Alan. Let it go. Yes, I can. There are more important things to do. Alan, he's your man now. Do not try to help him reunite with his dead lover. Dude, come on. I open my mouth to argue, but he starts walking away. I have no choice but to follow him. Like, I know you feel like you need to help him get closure or whatever, but like, there's other ways to get closure than helping him go talk to him again. Like, therapy, talking about it like you just did, is so much healthier and better than helping him go physically talk to him in the underworld or the afterlife or whatever. Dude, no, Alan. I don't think that's a good idea. I'm not saying that because I remember anything in particular. Like, I literally don't remember, like, what exactly happens at the end of this route. Like, I remember kind of the bad route more than the good route, honestly. So, I'm just, like, mentally freaking out thinking about the bad route. So, I'm like, no, Ellen. I don't remember what happens much in this good route for some reason. The bad route was so much more, impactful in my mind that's all I'm thinking, like, oh my god, no. Yeah. I know we had a great happy ending in this one. I just don't remember anything. Why don't I remember what happens in the good ending? Okay, anyway, it's gonna be a nice surprise for all of us, that's all. If we're testing the barrier, I want to help. With what exactly? You won't be of much use to me. Ouch. I mean, it'll be faster if I do this myself. I don't have time to explain every gesture and incantation as we go through it. Hey, I'm not stupid. Maybe I'm not as smart as you, but I got into the best med school in the country. All my life, I've been stuck behind a desk studying, and I learn fast. I know. I blink at that. He doesn't think I'm incompetent, just not experienced enough. And he's right. If I want answers, I need to trust him. I take a deep breath. This isn't getting me anywhere. Okay. I mean, yes, this would have been a good answer, but we're not doing the scientific one, so that seems too sciencey. I guess it's this one. Trust goes both ways, Hikmat. If I'm supposed to trust you, you need to trust me too. At least let me watch. Yeah, that seems like a reasonable answer. Trust is not an issue here. The work I need to perform is beyond your current skill level. But at least let him watch. But if I don't learn, it always will be. I won't be able to help you in the future either. I know you need to figure out what's happening with my magic, and I'm not exactly on top of things here. But I'll do my best not to, not to slow you down. Very well. I suppose there is time for a basic control lesson. It'll be something you can practice on your own later. Human affinities tend to lean toward natural magic. This setting should provide you with the best kind of raw energy. And the least amount of my grandpa's things to destroy. Endeavor not to burn down the woods either. I'm just kidding. Of course. We should begin with the fundamentals. Some wizards train on core control exercises for decades before they manage complex magic. No offense, but I don't think we have time for that. I said some for a reason. You might have a higher natural affinity. You have a familiar with a vast expanse of energy at your disposal, multiple teachers, and ample room for practice exercises. You should do fine. Hikmat walks off into the woods. There's a distant rustling sound, and a moment later he returns, holding an oddly sparkling sunflower. Hey, the Sunflower Nebula, right? Correct. As I mentioned before, they grow in extended lines, passing absorbed magic down their paths to ensure each is fed. A line of decent length begins nearby. It will be a good teaching tool. How so? Come with me. Okay. He leads the way into the forest toward a dense area of foliage right at the edge of a small clearing. The sunflower nebula in his hands begins to glow brighter the further ahead we move. We've arrived. We emerge in a field of flowers, each one emitting a rich, glittering light. My breath catches in my throat. I can't take my eyes off those tiny jewels of pure gold, completely out of this world. Wow, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Nature has a way of creating wonders. I hate this scene because they always, I don't know why they put a barking dog in the background. Why? Why? Uh, Out of all creatures, a barking dog off in the distance makes no sense to me. You don't normally hear a dog barking in the woods, you know? It's kind of weird, right? It stopped. Thank God. Okay. Thank you. Nature has a way of creating wonders. It's a pity so many have been stomped out in the name of progress and human expansion. He turns to me, holding out the flower. Like, that's the only pet peeve I have in the whole game, really, is the barking dog in this scene. I'm like, whenever they're in the forest here, I'm like, no. Take this. I take it. In my hands, the glow dims steadily until it's gone. One by one, the flowers in front of me stop shimmering as well. Oh, the light is gone. Interesting. What is it? You are suppressing your own magic. I'm not doing anything. Perhaps not consciously. It may be instinctive. It may be self-defense. After all, the only time you've released your magic so far, it has harmed you. He extends his arm towards me and touches my forehead with the tips of his fingers. My skin tingles and the pit of my stomach tightens with need. Oh, just from him touching you, wow. Thirsty. Can't blame you though. Look at this sexy man. Every time I see him, I'm like, ooh, ooh. I try not to react too much, like I did with Embers. I hold my breath, trying not to think about what's underneath his tight, thin clothes. Focus. The potion you drank opens certain pathways in your mind. I want you to close your eyes and try to summon your memories as far as you can reach. I want you to find anything that seems strange, out of place. I do as he says, trying to remember my earliest years at my aunt's house. It's nothing special. Lots of rules, cold stares, and discipline. Discipline. A scene from my hallucinations flashes before my eyes. My aunt is angry at me, and it's rare to see her like that. She's angry because I broke a vase, but I don't remember knocking it over. I don't even remember getting close to it. I remembered something. I used to wreck things a lot when I was younger, but I was never sure exactly how I was doing it. They fell down and broke or swung off the shelves, but I wasn't doing anything with my hands. My aunt always said I got worked up too easily, so she taught me those meditation exercises. I calmed down a lot after that. No more breaking stuff. Do you think that's affecting my powers? I'm too scared to break something, so I'm switching my magic off? Ellen. Was that a stupid question? Not for the reason you think. I believe that you identified the problem, however, you're misunderstanding the issue. It's not that mere meditation has created a psychological barrier. The meditation is the barrier, one that your aunt placed on you using her own magic. You were not being taught to resist emotions, but the pull of your own magic. What? Seriously? One would assume. After all, you are rather emotional. If you were already suppressing your responses, I'm not sure we would get anything done once we lifted that block. Well, Hikmat, you made a joke. I couldn't resist. Regardless, we have a starting point. Do not restrain yourself so heavily. You cannot kill or hurt me, nor will I allow you to cause permanent damage to anything important, including yourself. I'm glad you think I'm important. Attempt to reach for your magic. I don't really know what that means. You shouldn't have been trained in pure repression. Your aunt put a dam in front of a flood. A temporary fix, but should the rains come, it will only make things worse when it breaks. That was poetic. It was not meant to be. Regardless, you should have been taught proper control from the start. That way your magic would have been able to flow freely without causing you harm. Nevertheless, it is damage we can mitigate now. Walk me through the exercises you were taught. I will attempt to deconstruct the method Anna used, and then locate the block. I don't really remember the details. I just remember having to focus a lot to figure out why I was upset and what I wanted to do about it, and then explain to myself why it wouldn't work. Why it wouldn't work, or why it would not make you feel better? I don't remember. Both, maybe? It sounds like adapted mindfulness meditation, but you were subtly encouraged to work in self-denial. Oof. That explains that gray figure we always see, you know? That one who's very negative and always messing with him? Mindfulness meditation, ideally, ends with you rationally approaching your issues to determine what can be done safely and effectively without overwhelming emotions getting in the way. You, however, were taught to subconsciously believe that there is nothing you can do and to let it go. Your aunt probably told you that over and over, using her own magic to reinforce the effect. Yeah. And that negativity, that horrible mentality, that's so toxic. That's so horrible that his aunt did that to him. And now that's why we always see that gray figure coming to him in his own face. That's so sad. And I'm glad that in this route we finally got a proper explanation for it, even though they haven't spelled it out for us that, hey, that's that gray figure we always see that looks like him. But that's pretty much what they're saying. Poor Alan. How could she have done something like this? Didn't she know it would backfire? To be fair, I don't think she knew. Her skills and knowledge were never that advanced. She never gave me a choice. Just like that, she decided what my life would be. That I'd never meet Grandpa, never learn about who I really am. She must have believed it was the best course of action, but I'm not defending her. I understand why you're upset. Fortunately, now that we've established the nature of the block, we simply have to release it. But how? The same way it was created. Hey, wait! Hikmat leads me to a pavilion deep in the woods. The foliage is overgrown, but a path through the center suggests someone, Hikmat, probably still tends to it. This forest really is beautiful. It is a mostly a natural area. I tend the paths and keep the fauna from becoming overpopulous, but for the most part, what grows here is permitted to grow freely. Please bear in mind that it would be easy to become lost in this area, that many aspects of the woods can be lethal to an ordinary human. Okay. This is probably the more scientific. This one is a little too needy. I think it's probably this one. It's the more neutral answer, but I'm not 100% sure. They're kind of weird responses here, so I'm kind of like, which one is the correct one here? I have a feeling it's this one, because I'm just like, I don't know. It's just a general, yeah, you did a good job, sure. I'll stay close, yeah. Thank you. I suppose it's what one would consider my life's work. This forest, the gardens, the greenhouse. That is, if by saying life's work you are referring to something that has consumed the majority of my time for the past decade. You really put a lot of care into it. It shows. I appreciate you saying so. All right, we shall start our training here. Stand in front of me and close your eyes. I'll guide you through it. Take a moment and listen to the woods around us. Note what you hear. Not out loud. I shut my mouth and try to focus. That damn dog again. I'm sorry. It bothers me. Birds are fine, but why a dog? I hear birds chirping, wind rustling the trees, Hikmat's steady breathing, a delicate tinkling sound when he moves enough for the many metal bands he wears to clink together. I can feel your distraction. You're sexy and nearby. I can't help it. Very well. Reach out to me then. Uh-oh. I raise a hand. Not physically, mentally. Reach out with your magic and touch mine. I'm not really sure how to do that, but I concentrate, trying to block everything else. I think of the vague impressions, fleeting emotions he shows at times. I try to search my own feelings, to determine which are really mine and which are Hikmat's. Eventually, I pick out a calm, steady stream of sensation. When I jump into it, an undercurrent washes over me as if trying to expel me. I feel something impatient, stretched too thin, exhausted. Aw, poor Hikmat. Does Hikmat sleep? I wonder how long it's been since he has. Very good. I can feel you. The praise feels warm. I smile as heat spreads through my chest. It makes my heart beat faster. There's a stirring in the connection, like surprise, and I realize Hikmat probably sensed my reaction. He's like, "Oh my, I have an excitable little puppy here who's very eager to be praised." It's embarrassing, but it's not like I can stop what I feel. Another sensation creeps in. It's warm as well. Gratitude. There's also curiosity. Flashes of physical and mental pleasure, and something like fear. Well, after what he has loved and lost before, he's probably like, man, I have something so like rare and precious being given to me, you know, someone so young and naive and willing, that I have this fear of letting myself fall in love again and then losing again. I'm sure that's what he's thinking in the back of his mind. Ah, Hikmat, I know, man. This must be how Hikmat feels about connecting to me. But what is he scared of? You. Emotional connections appear to be easiest for you, but I need you to reach deeper. Reach for my magic. I thought that's what I was doing. Through our link, I feel something else. Some sort of energy building, pushing against me. It expands inside of me, and I feel stronger but strange. Time crawls around me. I become aware of every blade of grass brushing against my legs, and at the same time they feel so distant, like they're touching someone else's skin. There. This is the extent of my magic you can safely tap into without breaking your own seals. I will begin to withdraw it slowly. In its place, I want you to draw on your own power. Let it fill the gaps I left behind. The sensation starts to dull. My body gets heavier, more grounded, while the sounds and smells around me intensify. Gravity seems to double in strength, pressing me into the earth. The sun burns my skin, and I clench my teeth, trying not to lose focus. Now that Hikmat's magic is gone, I feel my own power stirring, wanting to break free. It's not as bad as before, but it's unpleasant, almost painful. Remember how my magic felt. Try to calm yourself down. Forget about the world around us. Gaze into yourself. I chase the serenity of Hikmat's magic. I concentrate on my body, my mind, go deeper. Suddenly, I see it. Inside of me, there's a cluster of glowing, pulsing orbs. Is this my magic? I see it. Well done. Now try to redirect some of that energy to me, the same way I shared my magic with you. Make your senses go outside your body. Find me. With my eyes still closed, I withdraw from myself. Instead, I focus on things happening around us. Birds singing, a faint, sweet smell of flowers, wind brushing against my face, rustling my hair. And then everything comes alive. I feel it pulsing, tangled in a vast web of magic? No, it's more like raw energy, and it's connected to a much bigger stream. I gasp. Not a stream, an ocean. It envelops everything. This is amazing. I can see it all. All the energy, everything's connected. It's everywhere. Ah, yes. I have been able to observe it for so long that I stopped paying attention. But it is a true marvel. To behold it for the first time, it must be wonderful. Yes, I can't even describe it. Now you are already familiar with my mind as well as my magic. Find me in the vastness before you. Reach out to me with your power. Hikmat. His inability to have a normal conversation. His awkward attempts at cheering me up. The spark in his eyes when he looks at me sometimes. The way my skin tingles under his touch. His emotions hidden behind a wall of solitude. Inside the ocean of energy, one strand is different. This one is dear to me. I reach out to it with my mind. I don't touch the glowing orbs inside myself. Instead, I pave the way for them, guide them towards their goal. The throbbing inside me subsides and I can breathe again. I inhale and exhale slowly. I feel calm, at peace. I did it. I was able to reach you. Hikmat, are you okay? How did I do? That was more than I expected. Your mind is quick and eager to learn. You did a splendid job. He smiles at me. It's not a smirk, not a sad, I'm remembering my dead boyfriend smile. Why'd you have to say it like that? It's a genuine, happy smile, and I'm the cause of it. Aw, that's cute. My breath catches in my throat. I can only stare at him, trying to memorize the expression, the crinkles in the corners of his eyes, now a shade lighter, a slight dimple in his cheek. He blinks, then jerks his head away. Oh, they're so cute, you guys. This is it. This is what we were waiting for. The cuteness. There's a tinge of redness on his cheeks. Is he blushing? I suppose this lesson is complete. You should smile more often. It suits you. He's like, don't flirt with me, little boy. He's gonna get all tsundere about it. He's like, I wasn't smiling at you, baka. Aw. Hikmat, I wanted to ask you something. I wasn't sure before, but now I know I can sometimes feel what you feel, and you can also feel my emotions. How is that possible? I'm unable to answer your question. The familiar bond is a mysterious contract. Even my knowledge about it has its limits. Oh, I see. Alright, what you've learned should be enough for the next exercise. What exercise? He's gone, and we're back to the old Hikmat. And I think we'll leave this episode right here. Man, alright. Well, thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this, and until next time, Have a nice day. Bye bye.